and welcome to Ustrasana or Camel's pose. So the first thing that you want to do for Camel's pose, it's a back bend, so you need to warm up your quadriceps. If your quadriceps are tight, which for most of us they're super tight, they're not going to allow the pelvis to have the rotation that it needs in order to get into the pose. So rather than battling the pose, allow it to come to you with softness and flexibility. So the first thing to do is to work on the quadriceps. I would take a long lunge. The farther your back knee and front heel are away from each other, the deeper it's going to get. It's not that you have to sink down deeply to get here, for this actually takes you out of the pose and compromises the inner groin. But staying lifted and scooping the tailbone down while you're lifting the pubic bone up. As you press the top of this back shin and foot into the floor, imagine drawing it forward. You're going to press for a couple of seconds. The front hands are going to press into your front thigh and push your front thigh away. Rather than letting the tailbone lift and the pubic bone sink, keep dropping the tailbone down, trying to lengthen the front quadricep. Just take a few breaths in, and of course out. And then as you release the effort, rather than sinking the torso forward, keep dropping the tailbone down. Spine is lifting up. You're mimicking that same action as Ustrasana. So the pubic bone is lifting, the tailbone is dropping. From there, changing sides. So that front foot steps forward. Enough room between your front heel and back knee that you can get that rotation. So as the tailbone sinks down and the pubic bone lifts up, pressing this back shin and foot to the floor. Front hands take the front thigh to press into the thigh. You're not pushing it forward, but you're climbing up away from it. So keep pressing down, lifting up the heart. You can begin to incorporate those same aspects of Ustrasana, of drawing the shoulder blades back and down while lifting the chest up. But the focus really is on Uddiyana Bandha, the low belly, lifting the pubic bone up. And with that exhale, go ahead and soften, not sinking the torso forward, but dropping the tailbone down. It doesn't have to be a very big amount to feel it. So now to do Ustrasana, you take your knees, hips distance. If they're too close together, it's going to put pressure on the hip joint. So keeping them hips distance or slightly less. The tops of the feet can be flat. That will mean that your heel is lower and it's a little more challenging to get to. If you tuck your toes, your heel lifts however high the length of your foot is. To get there, rather than reaching back one hand at a time, which can throw out your back, sink the hips back on the heels. As your hand holds the heel, the thumb is on the inside, the fingers wrap around the outside, both hands. The idea is that you're trying to get your knees, your hips, your belly, your chest, your head. So it's that you're trying to create this really long space rather than just dropping the head back. So to do that, as you press down into the toes, you're lifting up as you press the feet. Scoop the tailbone under first. That's you're going to feel that front thigh, or the front of the thighs like we did in the lunge. As you press the thighs forward, it's not just sticking the chest up and leaving the hips hanging, but scooping the tailbone down, pressing the hamstrings into the quadriceps. Quadriceps are reaching forward. As the tailbone is scooping, rather than letting it sink, draw the pubic bone up. You're trying to get your belly button as far forward as your thighs. Try to lift the heart up as the shoulder blades slide down, and rather than dropping the head, which just causes stress in the neck, slide the shoulder blades away, keep the throat lifted and soft, chin is heavy, the back of the head is pulling away from you as the chest is lifting up. To come out of the pose, soften, so you're lifting your torso up gently as you sink your hips back evenly. That was Ustrasana or Camel's pose. Thank you for playing with me. Namaste.